Every year, thousands of Brits leave the UK in search of a dream in Europe.
Look at that sunrise now, beautiful.
I could almost die and go to heaven, and this is what it would be like.
There's sunshine, scenery and a great quality of life. But all this has to be paid for.
Yes, we bought our house!
So to fund the dream...
This is part of our working day now.
Brits are jumping in and starting up businesses.
There's absolutely no way that we can host a wedding in this marquee.
On this brand new series, we follow a fresh wave of expats.
She's like a pregnant Hollywood star.
Running B&Bs and boats in Spain.
It's another day in the office.
Vineyards and villas in France.
One day you might be drinking that.
But will they make it? Or break it?
If we don't start getting bookings, it's going to be a bit of a problem.
It's going to be intense.
And will these new expats find happiness in the sun?
This could be a new life in the sun for us.
On today's show, with their own house renovations complete...
You had said a few years ago, would you have a view like this? I wouldn't have thought so, to be honest.
2 new winemakers tackle restoring a holiday gîte.
It's a lovely property hidden by decades of neglect.
Chaos at a French fishing lodge.
The quagmire of France.
Plus a celebrity guest.
Our new people are due at lunchtime today. And when is Chris Tarrant popping by? Lunchtime today.
And a last-minute dash.
Spanish brickwork isn't the best.
For Benidorm's latest bar.
We need to get the doors open. The season's already started, so we're just missing out, and we need to start getting money in.
France is known around the world for its festivals. There's not a week that goes by without some party celebrating the great food and wine. Or the country's culture and history. Events like the annual Battle of Castillon, marking the 15th century war where the French defeated the English. Almost 600 years later, 2 Englishmen are trying to win over the French.
And that's Rob and myself's vineyard.
Okay. For the past 10 months, Rob Brimfield and Steve McMahon have been running their 20-acre vineyard near the picture postcard village of Emilion.
It's beautiful, and we do have to keep telling ourselves we're very lucky to be enjoying this each and every day, aren't we?
Yeah, it is really. We're spoiled.
After months of renovations, Rob and Steve have finally moved into their new dream home. Once a dilapidated wreck, it's been totally transformed. It has a stylish kitchen, luxury bathrooms, and the most amazing scenery as far as the eye can see.
It's a very envious view, to be honest. If you had said a few years ago, would you have a view like this? I wouldn't have thought so, to be honest. So it's a nice achievement.
With one beautiful home down, it's time to transform the old farmhouse, which was their temporary home, into 4 holiday gîtes.
They've started to rip out all the doors and the windows and the partitions and the ceilings and everything.
So they're stripping it back before the roof comes off and the floors get put in.
So this is not a bedroom anymore. Yeah, bathroom's gone, ceiling's gone.
Wardrobes, lovely purple wardrobes have gone. I shall miss those.
They've drawn up detailed plans to make the most of every inch of this 200-year-old building. Or so they thought.
What's in there?
I don't know.
This is new, never seen this.
No.
What's in there, though?
I don't know.
Should I just kick it in?
No. Steve's always good at opening the cupboard but running off quickly just in case there's something in there he doesn't want to see. Oh, there we go. Absolutely nothing.
Could have been a stash of money or something.
A little safe or some vintage Pomerol wine or something like that.
So with no secret space to work with, it's back to plan A.
So this will be an all-in-one kitchen living room with a stairs popping you up to bedroom and bathroom above. So this is the old dining room. A little bit of work to be done to this one, but it will be a really nice sheet when it's finished. This will be a nice one, this one.
Rob and Steve are hoping to have the holiday gîtes completed in time for the next summer season.
We are slightly behind schedule, aren't we? We want it to happen now We want the door in, we want the kind of the new concrete floors, everything. We just want it now.
It's a lovely property hidden by decades of neglect. So it'd be nice to give it the facelift it deserves, won't it?
Yes. We need these to be full from spring onwards to actually supplement the income as the wine is still in its early days as far as our sales are concerned. We're not after a lot, just enough so we can keep paying the bills.
With the building work costs continuing to rise, wine sales are now more important than ever. Being the newbies in town, they've spent the last few months marketing their brand with some success.
This is 70% Merlot, 27% Cabernet Franc and 3% Cabernet Sauvignon.
There we go. Hope you enjoy.
But now, after a busy summer season working the fairs and festivals, they're approaching the main event of the year.
It's all wonky, isn't it?
That's fine.
This is the biggest opportunity they have to welcome tourists to their vineyard and sell some wine.
If you have one visitor and they leave with a smile on their face and hopefully with a purchase, then that's great, we're happy.
But competition is stiff as they're not the only vineyard in the area opening their doors.
There's 19 different vineyards doing tastings all at the same time, so it could be a tall order, it could be, it could work out. We'll see. That's all we can do. Fingers crossed, hope for the best. I hope Steve sells more than I do anyway.
Why?
Because I intend to sell a lot.
Excellent.
So with everything crossed, it's time for Rob and Steve to welcome their first visitors.
Hi, darling.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
An English group keen to taste some blush.
So, that's our rosé, quite a pink one. We like a bit of colour in our rosé.
Please don't be offended if I don't like it.
No, that's fine. We think it's got a hint of old-fashioned pear drops.
I don't like rosé.
I know you're not a big one, are you?
Actually, I don't mind that one. I could sit and quaff.
It's mixed reviews for the rosé.
Thank you.
You're welcome, good to see you.
And the day's only visitors sadly leave empty-handed.
You always do feel a bit kind of, I like to thought they'd have bought a couple.
It's nice that some people turned up. A little bit disappointing no one else did.
Yeah, the fact that it's an open doors event would have been nice to expected a few more.
At least we're participating and trialling every option, aren't we?
Well, yeah. I said the day's not over and we've got a whole day tomorrow as well, so...
Yeah. Sunday might be a better day for it.
It's a bad start for Rob and Steve. But can they turn things around and get some sales? In southwest France, the countryside seems to stretch forever. Houses here often come with a much lower price tag compared to the UK and at least a quarter of an acre of land.
The great thing about French properties is they're never short on space. There's always land around you. You can have as much land as you want.
170 kilometres north of Steve and Rob's vineyard, this beautiful 3-bed farmhouse has a stunning traditional kitchen, a homely living room and an impressive oak staircase. Outside, it gets even better. Not only does this property have a large child-friendly garden, it comes with 35 acres of land and 12 acres of fishing lakes. It cost £500,000 and would easily be worth £2 million in the UK.
Would you like to read us one of these books, Bella?
It's now home to Dan Bartholomew Oates, his wife Jodie and their young family.
Did you remember when we first moved into the house and we'd get up and go and look out the window and because you can see for miles instead of the next houses on your estate or whatever? I used to literally wake up and think, oh, we're so lucky to wake up to this.
Yeah, definitely.
They took over an established carp fishing business with a stone holiday cottage, but so far they've struggled to turn a profit.
We have spent so much out, we've spent every penny out, every penny.
So to boost their income, they've built an additional luxury lodge especially for families.
Here we are. Very nice indeed, isn't it?
And now have an angling journalist to stay to write a review.
Looks lovely. Good. That looks lovely, Dan.
But the heavens have opened and he's failing to land a catch.
I get the feeling that Ken wants to write us a good review, but if he's not catching the fish, then, you know, there's only so much he can write about.
A few days later, the sky's clear. And down at the lake, Ken is starting to catch some beauties.
Hello, little fella. This is a wee babby. That's it. That's a nice fish. Whoa! Carp juggling. There you go, my love. Off you go. That's a baby. That's one of the nicest bits when you see them go back. Get more enjoyment seeing them waddle away than catching them.
And after even more success over the next 10 days, Ken's blown away by Jodie and Dan's place.
It's been excellent fishing. Got 41 fish. A good high average, I would say the average has been around the £29 mark. The lodge is fantastic, it's lovely and it's perfect in every respect. Absolutely splendid.
But now there's a huge challenge for Jodie and Dan. Running 2 lodges means twice the workload, and today's their first double changeover day.
We're quite used to changeover day because we've always done the one with the Napoleonic cottage, but to add the lodge into it as well is quite a big thing really for us, you know, to see how we cope.
And to add to the pressure, one set of guests have arrived early, hoping to catch a glimpse of Ken.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, mate. How are you?
Very well, Ken. I drove through the night so I could meet you.
Good morning, mate.
John. Good morning. How you doing, John?
I'm doing fine. You should have a great time down there.
And with the fans' day made, Ken's off to write his review.
Right, bye, guys.
All right, see you later. See you soon.
And now Dan and Jodie can start getting the lodges ready.
Do you know where the king-size mattress sheet is?
It's in one of those underbed drawers, but which one? I couldn't honestly tell you, love.
It's not here.
It should probably still be in a packet.
Jodie needs to do the laundry.
What colours would you like, Bella Boo?
I want golden things.
But they're starting to realise that juggling a young family and this bigger business is tricky.
They don't go away, these two. They're pretty permanent. OK, don't strip off. We'll put your apron on the top, OK? Every Saturday and Sunday, I don't get to do our own washing because I'm doing the lodge washing. So then, as soon as I finish this, there'll be mountains of our own.
But soon it's Dan who has to prove he can multitask. The new guests need rescuing.
The quagmire of France.
And in the middle of rural France, there's only one emergency service they can call.
All part of the service.
It's just 1 week a year and it's just, everything's just null and void. It's great. Love it. And look at me, it keeps me young.
With one set of satisfied guests and another group on their way, Jodie's working hard on the little extras she hopes will make all the difference.
I do make sure everyone's at least got one homemade cake each week, sometimes 2, especially if they're here for a couple of weeks.
With a long list of jobs, this is just adding to the pressure.
It's going to rain.
It's literally just started raining, hasn't it?
But finally, 4 hours after Ken checked out, they're ready.
Yes. Everything is done, I think. Nearly.
Yeah, everything, bar a few snagging jobs, bit of washing, cake in the oven, guests to arrive. Jobs are good.
But just when they thought there were no more jobs to do...
This is what we're up against a lot of the time with, you know, we're doing the cottage cleaning and then we'll come back and one of them will be covered in paint.
With the business fully booked and their own young family to juggle, will Dan and Jodie really be able to keep everyone happy? Over the centuries, Spanish cuisine has been influenced by cultures from across the world. Romans introduced wine, the Greeks olive oil, and the Moors brought the rice dishes that Spain is so famous for. In the tourist resorts, food is a multi-million-pound industry, and there are thousands of bars and restaurants vying for trade. But in Benidorm, two newlyweds from Birmingham hope there is room for something a little different.
I was in the construction industry, but I was just getting sick of it, you know, working for other people. And I thought, change, let's move to the sun and let's have a go.
Look at the beautiful sea behind us, you know, when we have a break at work, it's not nipping to the sandwich shop, you know, we could come for a walk along the beach. It's just quite amazing, really.
Martin Reeston and Dina Palmer have only just got married, but instead of a honeymoon, they've come to Benidorm to open a top-quality Indian restaurant.
We got married a week and a half ago, which was an amazing day. I think we were both nervous. We've been together for 7 years, and we had a business opportunity come up, and we kind of got married and came out here 2 days later.
They plan to open the restaurant just a week after stepping off the plane to begin their new lives, so it's a good job they aren't on their own.
Got a mixture of fresh and dry spices in here.
They're going into partnership with Dina's brother, Sunil.
Perfect.
He knows his way around a kitchen, but he's not a trained chef. He's a trained European consultant.
My mum taught me everything I know in the kitchen. We all went against our mother's wishes because she was like, don't mix business with family relationships. Do not do this.
We're like, oh, we'll be fine, we'll be fine.
Benidorm is the most visited town on the whole of the Costa Blanca, with some 4 million tourists a year descending here. Now this family want a slice of the market and plan to open a restaurant merging Spanish and Indian cultures, and they want to open in 2 days.
We're big foodies, so we love food, we love Indian food, and we love home-cooked food. So what we thought of was take the style of dining of tapas, of little bits of sharing platters whilst having a drink, and taking that with Indian food.
Busy Benidorm should give them the custom they need. But for their home life, they've opted for a traditional Spanish retreat.
We live in a really nice village in the mountains, so we've opted to live out of Benidorm and come back to the hustle and bustle. And where we are, you can't walk to a shop.
It's nice to get away from here.
The selling point of their modernised 3-bed house is the outside space, and all this costs just €100,000. But they still have bills to pay, and with the season already underway, the family has set themselves an ambitious goal.
We're planning to open in 2 days, so Friday, Saturday, yeah. So we're hoping to open on Saturday, but there's a lot to do.
The time is just running out.
Haven't eaten, hour drive home. It's late nights already. It's tough. It is difficult.
These are heavy.
It's proving to be an exhausting introduction to their new life in the sun. But though Benidorm is a city that never sleeps, nobody can work around the clock for too long. As the new day arrives, the list of jobs doesn't seem to be getting much shorter. First task, put the name of the restaurant up.
We've got to get this done today because we are actually opening tomorrow.
Surely this is a piece of cake for former construction worker Martin.
Spanish brickwork isn't the best.
That looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's cool, man. The O's upside down.
With the work piling up, they've decided to take on some extra help.
How's it going?
Hi, Dean. How you doing?
You good? Very good, as always.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Dean's just in time for his first team meeting. Hopefully it won't put him off before he starts.
Jobs left to do.
Wire up the CCTV.
Yeah.
Put the plates on the back of the speaker. Unpack all the furniture. Clean behind the bar.
More supplies.
Print menus.
So we're opening Sunday again?
No, tomorrow.
We'll just see how much we can rattle through because there is a lot of stuff here.
Sunil and Dean head off to the market, but they may be a little late.
These aren't too great.
They're the best you're getting in Spain when it comes to lemons and limes at this time of the year.
These don't look that great either. We need to find some coriander. This is parsley.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have any.
With the restaurant due to open tomorrow, the pressure is starting to build.
We need to get the doors open. The season's already started, so we're just missing out, and we need to start getting money in.
If Sunil, Dina and Martin are going to open on time, they've got their work cut out. With food to prepare, menus to print, prices to set and countless other jobs, will they really be ready by tomorrow night? The Charente, southwest France. Dan and Jodie are nervously looking out for a crucial review of their fishing business.
Scroll up then.
Where are we going?
Well, at the top, I'd like to read it from the beginning.
Journalist Ken has written a critique of their newly opened family lodge.
Personally, my missus and I found the lodge to be perfect in every respect. That's nice. OK, here we go. The lodge has a large kitchen and living area that is well equipped with all the comforts of home you could wish for. Finally, a word about Jodie, Dan and the kids. A nicer, more welcoming family we have yet to meet. That's nice.
Yeah, really good review.
If what he says gets us even just 2 bookings a year, that's a lot of money on his say-so.
And it isn't long before the couple begin to see the benefits of a good review.
So, this is your accommodation. Bedroom in there, double sofa bed, shower room.
The Palmers have just arrived for a week's stay in the new family lodge.
It's like home from home, which will be lovely. It's beautiful. I'm really pleased.
They're with another couple, and it's all thanks to that glowing report.
The first time I heard particularly about this lake was an article I read by Ken Townley. And on the back of that, it just looked like a lovely place. So I thought there's an ideal opportunity for us to go abroad, take the kids, nice and relaxed. So it was one on the top of the list, really.
But the Palmers are not the only family here today.
Hello. Hello. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jodie.
The Howards and the Searles have booked for a week in the cottage.
Come on in. There are 3 bedrooms and bathrooms. You obviously make yourselves at home.
These 2 bedrooms are pretty much the same setup. Both have got ensuite shower rooms.
It wasn't my sort of holiday when he come home and said we're going fishing. It's like, really? But when we actually looked at the website and saw what was involved and everything, then it was like, oh, it's not bad.
It is really, really nice.
But it seems with their first ever double family in, Dan has dropped the ball and there are still a couple of jobs outstanding.
I've still got the barbecue to clean and I've got the hot tub and stuff to tidy up.
What, here?
Yes.
Dan and Jodie have been invited to a local street party and don't want their girls to miss out. Yet again, they are feeling the strain of running a business with having a young family.
You've come on the one day in the year that the Hamlet have a street party. But because I've told Bella that we're going, it's hard to break what I've told her. But that does mean, I ought to say, that there'll be a slight delay in Dan cleaning your hot tub and barbecue. Will that be okay?
No worries at all.
Crisis averted and guests appeased, it seems Bella will go to the ball after all.
How'd you say goodbye?
Ava.
Good girl. How'd you say? Thank you.
Merci.
Good girl.
And that's about the same as our French, really. Yeah.
Not too much different.
Apart from ordering plasterboard.
The party is a chance to get to know their new neighbours.
Oh, elles sont belles. Bonjour les filles. Bonjour.
To share food, wine and bon ami.
We don't really speak French, but this is the welcome we get. And to be honest, we've never had this welcome from our neighbours in England, have we?
No.
Or our friends, for that matter.
Dan and Jodie drop off a homemade gift to their new friends.
Vodka, limon, sucre.
Magnifique. Oh là!
Super
bon. Ouh là là! Oh mon Dieu!
Au revoir!
Before bidding adieu to get these 2 sleepy girls to bed. A week later, it's the last day of the holiday for the lodge's first family.
It's been lovely. I know the men have been down fishing and the girls had some fishing rods out as well. So we fished and we were showing them how to cast out, and the guys were showing them how to do it. So that was really nice.
The swimming pool is so big, I didn't think it was going to be this big.
And time also for the other guests, the Howards, to say goodbye.
Ready for off?
Yeah, well done, Dan. Thanks for a great trip, mate.
No problem.
Superb.
Well done.
Definitely be back.
It's been lovely. The place is well big enough for all of us. It's been lovely.
Plenty of wine, plenty of sun, plenty of fishing.
It's been a successful week for Dan and Jodie, with the properties full with families for the very first time.
When you've got newbies that are turning up and sort of falling in love with the place, much like they've done, it's, you know, it's fantastic.
They can now say they have finally broken into the family market. July in Benidorm. It's the peak of the holiday season, with thousands of tourists all ready to spend their hard-earned cash. Competition is fierce, but Martin Reeston, his wife Dina and her brother Sunil believe their family has the recipe to success with their new restaurant.
Perfect. I always liked a good curry and tandoori stuff, chops and things like that. And when I met Dina, she cooked me a curry, and it was amazing. It was so good.
But the restaurant is a long way from being ready for today's opening.
That can't be there. That needs to be there, man.
That can't be there.
Well, why don't you put these there? You can put a table here, Mark, because it's not really an entrance.
Yeah, but it's just too busy. You've got to walk in and walk around everywhere.
Mark, you need more seats. If you came to a restaurant and the food was good and they said, that's your table, I'd be like, sweet, thanks a lot there, lovely. Cheers.
We wanted to open in half an hour, but I think we're going to have to give it a couple of hours.
So if you want to, are you staying long? Do you live in Benidorm?
No. You're on holiday?
Oh,
yeah, pop by later on.
Sunil is hoping to serve quality Indian tapas with the help from new recruit Dean.
Siesta time, wasn't that? Did we not just talk about siestas there 2 minutes ago?
Here. We're on Bombay clocks here. 11 minutes break for every 12 hours you work.
But time is ticking away.
We were due to open for about 4 o'clock today, but I think that's going to be a little bit optimistic. So I think we'll be opening up early evening, round about 7 o'clock if we're lucky, just to catch like the start of the evening trade.
They're using family recipes to hopefully give Noir a home-cooked flavour.
The wings are quite good, actually.
I haven't got the wing yet, but the chops are amazing.
Chicken's just right, yeah. It's nice.
Lamb's good. Do you reckon you can do this in the kitchen?
Yep.
Yeah? Gotta make us proud tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get any customers.
They won't get any customers if they don't get the doors open quick. But finally, after a couple more hours of elbow grease and teamwork, they are ready to go. Well, almost.
The time now is 7:30. It'll be great if we can open up in the next half an hour. We've got one major but outstanding task, which is a little one, but we're almost there, is getting the menus printed.
They've arranged to get the menus printed at a newsagent across the street. But there's a problem.
I think it's too small. Yes, and it's too small.
Yeah.
I think we need to make it big. We have to send it back to you, if that's okay. I'll go back, make it bigger,
and
then come back.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Eventually, the menus are printed, and 2 hours behind schedule, Noir is finally open for business.
Here's to the dream team at the Dream Bar. Cheers.
Nervous, very nervous. It's quiet outside today. Very quiet. I think it's going to set up.
Tonight marks the beginning of a shared dream, but have Martin, Sunil and Dina done enough to tempt the tourists inside? At Rob and Steve's Vineyard, it's the second day of the annual open door event.
Okay, all ready.
And they're hoping for a better turnout than yesterday.
Morale does get a little bit of a kick when not a load of people turn up as you would have expected.
They're competing against 19 established vineyards, so selling will be tough.
I won't let anything get me down. I'm a fighter. Hello, I'm Steve. I'm the proprietor here.
And things are looking good. They have some customers.
Okay, so this is our tasting room.
So this is the 2014. Yeah. It's a French wine. It wants time. Yeah. And that's the only thing.
It has a really good lasting taste on your mouth after you've finished drinking the wine.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fruit.
Yes.
A lot of time. The oak is too present.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's a nice balance with the two. Yeah.
6. Okay, that's lovely.
That's 12 bottles of wine in the bag.
Be careful of the step.
And now there are more customers.
This is our main one.
Nice, very nice.
If you opened a bottle, no, it can't stay open. 6 bottles of the red is €39.
Over the weekend, Steve and Rob have a steady flow of visitors.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you.
Don't forget the box. He's coming.
And managed to sell dozens of bottles of wine to some happy customers.
Thank you.
They've gone away very happy. Hopefully they'll be regular visitors, and you know, that's what you want really, is to build somebody that's going to come every couple of months, buy a case of wine. If you have a few hundred of those, you're happy. We'll get there.
And on top of all this, they have UK merchants interested in stocking the wine too. But now they have to turn their attention to next year's crop. Over the summer, they've worked tirelessly on their vines.
See, all the nice vines are there. That's pretty, that is.
Because how these grapes grow is the difference between success and failure.
There are some very big financial risks with your harvest. If it doesn't work, you're looking at thousands gone just through a silly mistake.
And Rob and Steve's first fear could be coming to fruition.
We've got a really good crop. It's just, they're a little bit small for what we want at the moment.
Rob and Steve have spent the last year tending to the grapes, but they're always at the mercy of the weather, and it seems the long, hot summer has caused a problem.
You can see the grapes are formed beautifully. You can pick them off and eat them. They're perfectly delicious at the moment. So what they need is a rainfall, good rainfall, so that the water can come up through the plant and into the individual grapes and plump them up.
With everything riding on a good harvest, this is a critical time for the couple.
Within the next few weeks, we're going to have to harvest them, regardless of whether there's rain or not, because they'll start to dry out. If they start to dry out, then we'll have to harvest without any rain, which means we'll have a lower juice production.
Well, you could be up to 20% down on juice. At the end of the day, that transfers into bottles of wine. For some people, that's the difference between profit and loss.
Rob and Steve face a nerve-wracking wait.
Come on, Branston, bring on the rain.
We'll do the rain dance.
And though Steve tries to be positive,
nothing.
Without some rain, their future in France may not be as rosy as they'd hoped. In the Charente, it's a big week for Dan and Jodie. They're expecting a visit from an angling documentary presenter that could boost their bookings.
He's a big name in the angling world. Anyone who knows anything about angling knows Bob James. So he's a good chap to have on side.
If you get these people singing your praises and stuff, it's it's what you want, isn't it? If famous anglers are saying, "Look, it's brilliant here," you're going to get the business.
So Dan and Jodie want everything to be perfect.
Already this morning, I found a pet mouse that's been roaming the house free for the last 2 days lost. That was how I started the day, and it's kind of continued along the same veins.
And they certainly don't need any surprises today because Bob's partner used to be a hotel inspector.
The people that have just been in must hold some sort of record for the amount they've drunk this week.
And the pressure to impress is starting to take its toll.
I think I'm going mad. Aren't these hours? These are hours. I'm just making love. Look at me like that.
But by the time Bob, James and his family arrive, Dan and Jodie are ready.
Oh, nice to see you too.
Yeah, it's nice
so much to meet you. Hello.
I've been in there a few times. Oh, goodness. I used to be a hotel inspector, and so when I go into property, I'm looking at how the quality is, and you know, it's fabulous.
That's a thumbs up from Bob's partner Jane. Now it's up to the fish.
Good morning, Mrs. Carp.
And since Bob's one of the best in the business, it doesn't take him long.
One beautiful French carp, and beautiful French sunshine, and a beautiful French lake. Say goodbye, Bob.
Today there's some more exciting news though. Bob has invited a friend, TV host Chris Tarrant, to take a look at the new lodge and fish. His visit could generate a lot of business. 5 years ago, Chris was at a nearby lake and made a big booking.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
He sort of went there, loved it, and wrote the guy out a cheque for the same week for the next 5 years. So those 5 years are over, so now I need to fetch him over here so he can go, oh, this is really nice, Dan, here's the cheque for the next 5 years.
Jodie and Dan can't wait to meet Chris, but he's arriving at the busiest time of their week when guests are coming in and checking out.
It's a Saturday and it's...
It is a Saturday. We do have the largest number of guests coming ever.
Yeah.
And obviously our new people are due at lunchtime today. And when is Chris Tarrant popping by? Lunchtime today.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Bob, Dan and Jodie need a way to give their celebrity guest a private tour before any guests check in.
Because otherwise it'd be hopeless, wouldn't it? If I take you in the lodge and they're all in there, it'll be answered.
Dan's idea is to ask the new guests to relax in the garden before checking in.
This might not be ideal, but we've got the bounce castle and stuff like that. You might want to invite them round here for...
Yeah.
I know that's
But
not
that's
nice
fine,
for you.
but I would quite like to meet Chris Tarrant myself, rather than be babysitting other people's children.
Okay.
A couple of hours later, this week's guests arrive.
Hi mate, I'm Dan.
They've come all the way from Lincolnshire and are keen to start their holiday. But Jodie has to explain why they can't. This could be awkward.
So it's a bit of an unusual one today, and I'm really sorry to put this on you, but Dan was naughty to say it was all right to come early today, weren't you?
Oh great, thanks. Blame it on me.
Well, we didn't realise the timing, to be fair, did we? But Bob James is a very well-known carp angler. He's just been here for the week with his family and friends, and he's picking up his friend Chris Tarrant from the airport and would like to show him the lake and the place. If, you know, it's a lot to ask, but if you wouldn't mind just staying out and unpacking your bits just for a little bit longer so you can have a look round.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Phew! And it's just in time because it isn't long before Bob's back with his famous friend.
Hey Chris, I'm Dan, nice to meet you.
If Chris likes it here and word spreads, it could be a massive boost to this business. In Benidorm, brand new Indian restaurant Noir has finally opened its doors for the first time. Owners Dina, Martin and Sunil have been dreaming about their new stylish business for weeks. But it's turning into a bit of a nightmare.
See, look, they're like looking, so you should go and chat to them. You don't do that.
It's time to tout for some business.
Looking for someone. Let's see if they'll come in.
Noir has a high-end image, but this minimalist look is failing to tempt the tourists away from the town's more traditional spots. Time for some direct action.
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable with approaching people in the street. It's not my thing really, but you got to try and get some people in and see what happens.
But maybe some Indian tapas can tempt in the customers.
So, Dean, this is the first recipe we're going to do. Put some oil in there first, as we did, and then we'll just stir fry it off. and then add cabbage and the carrot, and then a bit of lemon at the end.
Excellent.
And as the aromas of curry drift into the air, Martin finally gets his first sale.
That was our first customers, yeah, my hand was just... And it's so fizzy, it's just too fizzy that way.
But his first customers don't order any food, and it sets a pattern for the rest of the night. It seems most people come to this part of town to drink.
Hiya lads, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Oh no, we'll just pick something to eat. Come on.
It's a restaurant.
And even those who want to eat are confused by Noir's slick shop front.
No fail, epic fail. Hiya guys, you're right, you're off out for a drink. Hello, you okay? You English or Spanish? Do you want to come in for a drink? No? I'm not sure we're going to have much luck doing this tasting tonight, so it might be okay in the morning when it's like people want to sit in the sun and have some food.
Opening night has been a total disaster. They haven't sold a single dish, and Dina thinks she knows why.
No one knows what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we could do is get a board made up tomorrow, write the dishes down and put it in front of the bar, because when you walk by it looks like a bar, people might not know it's a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe we do that tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've got to do that.
As a new day dawns, the family have been thinking hard about how to keep their dreams alive. And Dina thinks she has the answer.
One of the things we've noticed around here is everything's very visual. The people that come here like visuals. I mean, our bar is quite simple. As you can see, it's all white with very small text and quite subtle. However, we've quickly learned that we need to put our menus on a big blackboard for people to see.
The family decide they must work on their image if they're to survive the summer. But will this be enough to get the customers through the doors? Next time, it's D-Day at Rob and Steve's Vineyard.
We're desperately in need of some rain to get a little more juice into the fruit.
But will the season end on a low?
Keep everything crossed that our hard work pays off and we don't have nature coming and sticking the boot in right at the end.
Will Chris Tarrant...
It's very nice, but can we go and see some fish?
Give the fishing lake the thumbs up.
The noise level? Well, apart from you asking silly questions, it's very quiet.
And can a brand new image...
We need this up because obviously we need the people in.
Secure Noir's future.
Maybe Benidorm's ready for it, maybe it's not, only time will tell.